Hey guys, Micah from Black Bear Custom Kydex. I've got a couple of cool self-defense EDC items to show you today. The first of which is a small, the original 2-inch TDI sheath. And everything you see in this video is going to Steve. And Steve, brother, I'm so sorry, I forgot where you're from. I want to say North Carolina. Probably totally wrong on that. So anyway, forgive me for that. But he ordered a 2-inch TDI and sheath. So the TDI is going to come from Amazon. The sheath is going to come from me. That's generally how I do it when you guys order, particularly TDIs, because I own all the TDIs. So usually I just order it from Amazon, literally have it shipped direct to you, and I use my knife to make your sheath. The sheath will come from me. So, okay. Pretty straightforward. This is the standard setup with a tech lock. You can see it's got several drill holes in it, and all of them have a partner hole. So you can at least match up any individual hole on here with one other drill hole that's compatible with the tech lock. So you can find several different angles per 90 degrees because it's a symmetrical box grid. It's a 9-hole grid pattern, and it's also ambidextrous. So if this isn't the particular setup that you want, you can actually just pop those 2 screws out. You can access, you can access the Phillips heads inside this tech lock. You just drop that gate, pinch the wings, and open it up like that. And right there you've got your 2 Phillips heads. So just take them out and play around with the angles until you find compatibility between the drill holes on the tech lock and the drill holes on the sheath. Alright. We have excellent retention on this. You get a good, you got smooth action going in. You're not hanging up on anything. Got a nice little click. There's no rattle. There's no play. This thing is really solid in there. And of course, you got one-handed ballistic draw. That is a feature that is completely useless because it's on your belt and you're not going to send your sheath flying. But the point of having it is that you know the retention was set up well. I actually got this question in an email recently, why I talk about ballistic one-handed draw. It's funny because I've never actually addressed it, so it's kind of stupid that I've been saying it all this time and, you know, touting it like it's some accomplishment. It is a little bit of an accomplishment, and the reason why it's important is because if your sheath is going to go flying the way that I try to set mine up to, that means that there is something in here, there's a pinch point where once you've overcome that point with your handle, you know, whatever the contour is that the Kydex is gripping onto for retention, once you've overcome that point, the Kydex wants to squeeze back together pretty aggressively and eject the knife. That is a good thing because you have to intentionally exert force on it to get it outside of that point. And once you do have it outside that point, it's going to actually assist you in getting your knife out. I know it's not some crazy amount of assistance or anything. It's not like you can't just pull your knife out. But it's nice to have a very clear line, a crisp break between sheathed and unsheathed. Sometimes when you're working with some funkier contours or knives that have a lot of channel cuts in the sides for grip on the handle scales, if you mold too aggressively on those, you wind up, you know, kind of like click, 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 draw, and same thing going back in. So it's nice to have one point of contact, not point of contact, but one clear point of delineation between loose and secure. Or at least that's my feeling on the subject. I'd love to know you guys' thoughts. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. But for me, this is a really good way to go. So, all right. That's set up, ready to go. And then the other item, this is what I'm really excited about. You guys see a lot of TDIs on my channel. You see a lot of auto opens too. However, this one in particular, I am especially excited to show you. So, oh man, I just did a first take and I blabbed and rambled and it went for like 17 minutes, just way too long. But I made it to the end without yawning and apologizing for being tired. So I just can't get away with it, guys. I can't get away with it. All right. So anyway, you've seen my IWB designs. It's one of 3 different auto open designs that I currently offer. The other 2 are outside the waistband. And I can do that, you know, to mount to a vest or pack It doesn't have to be your belt, but generally it's on a tech lock, and it has a locking mechanism on it, like so. You can see there's the actual sheath, and then this is a layer that does a locking mechanism. So the lock, when engaged, makes it so that you cannot pull your blade out. Let me show you real quick. Now, mind you, I haven't actually finished this one, so I haven't actually finished working the retention, so it's not going to auto deploy the blade just yet. But I'll give you the gist of it. So you can see I can pull the blade out, no problem. But when I lock this sucker up, now it's really in there. I can't just pull it out. So you have to unlock it, then draw it out. And just so you guys know, this locking mechanism, this design, is not a creation of mine. This actually was created by Kevin Robinson over at Tdi Tactical. Awesome guy, awesome sheets. You should go check him out. But Kevin gave me permission to use this in some of my work, so I'm taking full advantage of that, and really appreciate Kevin's ingenuity and what he brought to the Kydex game. So this wouldn't be possible if not for him. So thank you, Kevin. All right, so we got the IWB concealed. We've got the outside the waistband with a lock on it, and we have paracord necklaces, which is just pretty much this, but I shaped the sheath differently so it hangs more naturally from your neck. It's not going to be doing that. All right, so anyway, you've seen other IWB tether sheaths that I've done with the inside or the auto deployment on your blade. However, this one is obviously connected to a magazine pouch. This guy goes to, man, I already forgot. I want to say this is a Glock 43. I think it's a Glock 43. Anyway, he sent me this, and he asked if I could set the inside the waistband pouch up with the tether going to his auto deploy design. And the other cool thing about this is that if you haven't noticed, the orientation of the clip, and well, actually I guess you wouldn't have noticed, but because it could have been anywhere, but this one is actually set up to go left hand reverse grip. So I'm going to show how I would do this. Now, I don't know exactly where he's going to be positioning this on his body. I'm just going to show you where I would do it. And just in case you were wondering, there is adjustable retention on the magazine. I've got it set up how I would have it. It seems perfect to me, but obviously everybody's a little different, so in case he wants to change that. And there is a lot of excess cord on here that it will be trimmed off. I'm just leaving it on there for him so that he can decide how long he wants the tether. So once he's decided, he can cut and burn the end. So, all right, when you put this on, this little Kydex clip that I've made, this doesn't grip anything. It pinches a little bit on the fabric of whatever you loop it over. What I would recommend is that you go over the waistband but under your belt. The reason I don't go over my belt is because my belt is particularly thick. I've got 2 thick layers of Cordura nylon with a Kydex core inside it. So you can't, it's just too thick for this particular clip. But what I like to do, like I said, is go over the waistband under the belt. You can see it sticking out just a little bit right there. And really all it does is prevent your sheath from falling down into your pants. The pressure from your body and your belt or pants against the excuse me, against the sheath is really what holds it in place. And so you might want to just tuck your excess cord, hide it somewhere. And obviously this lanyard here is going to print a little bit, so I personally wouldn't have the lanyard on there, but you can see when that lanyard is tucked, you really can't tell that I've got anything there. Even when I'm kind of leaning back, you can only just barely see the handle. And actually, that's not even the handle, that's the paracord that's coming out of the handle. So you got a little extra contour. But this is a really good low print design that I think you can really do well with as far as concealment. So anyway, when you need your knife, you just lift your shirt, grab your knife right there, pull that sucker out, and it's in reverse rip, ready to go. This is a cool design. This was Steve's idea. He asked if I could do this for him. And what I really like about this is that when you grip the knife to deploy it, sorry, I'm so very not left-handed. I can't do anything left-handed. When you grip the knife to deploy it, your fingers, your strongest fingers, your forefinger and middle finger are already in their positions. They're already where they need to be. So all you have to do is complete your grip with your other 2 fingers. Whereas with a forward grip on an auto deploy, which, you know, is actually my preference, so this is a little ironic that I'm excited about this, but with a forward grip, when you do it, you wind up gripping it very low, and you have to adjust your hand. Now, the time it actually takes to do it is really minimal. It's probably not going to make any difference whatsoever, even in a dire emergency. But, I mean, in the time that you're going to need to react and do something with your knife, my hand would already be adjusted. But obviously, bad situation, adrenaline dump, whatever, you're not as crisp and clean. You might be faster, but you're probably clumsier too. So I just like the idea that your hand is already pretty much where it needs to be with this reverse grip thing. So that's kind of a cool, what's the word, collateral feature, I guess, or just an extra perk to it. But all right, guys, we're already at 11 minutes. I've rambled more than I intended to, so I apologize for that. Steve, when you get this, just trim your cord down. You might want to tie this off too. It's cinched down because of the drill hole. The screws are, you know, pinching this all, but you can actually still, you could probably, if you wrapped this, yank that out of there. So I would recommend maybe knotting this short end, just putting a knot in it or tying it, you know, looping it around the tether itself, and then obviously figure out your length here and just cut it off. You have some excess cord to use in case you need a backup. So, all right, guys, that's what I've got for you. If you like these sheaths, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you like my channel, I ask you to subscribe to it and comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts on this stuff, especially that ballistic one-handed draw I was talking about, and actually reverse grip versus forward grip on these auto deploys. Let me know what you think of that. All right, I think that's all I got for you guys. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Stick around for the next one. Thanks for tuning in. God bless.